Hi guys, it's Dave here from Don't Fear the Darkness, aka Elysium Sophia, the home of Elysium. How are you today on this New Year's Eve? We said we'd be back on today, whether people liked it or not. So we wanted to just wish you all, wherever you're watching us from today, a very, very happy Gothic New Year. So how are you? If you're watching us today, we say hi. You probably are. Hi. If you're watching us, but you know. Anyway, if you're watching us today, we say hi to all our vegetables, whatever you want to call them, all our subscribers from wherever you are. If you're watching us from Europe, the final countdown, ba-da-da-da, we say hi. That includes all the places all in the Europe area. So that includes Lagerthaland, that includes Bjornland, that includes Norway, Sweden, Denmark, all of Scandinavia, because we love you guys out there. Our friends in all across Europe, too many to mention, let's not get an argument going. Well, we could do. If you're watching us from Qatar, or Bahrain, or Saudi Arabia, or Iran, Persia, Iraq, we say hi. How are you? From Dubai. We don't say goodbye from Dubai. We say hi to Dubai. Dubai, everything's happening over there at the moment. The chocolate's amazing. Got some Dubai chocolate again for Christmas today. Not today, but this year. And she loved it, you know. So we'll come back to that after. So Happy New Year, whether you're watching us from anywhere, wherever you're watching us from. If you're watching us from the US of A, especially in Roswell, if you're watching us today, we say hi and a happy, happy, happy New Year. If you're watching us from the north, the east, the south, the west, or from anywhere, and of course here in the UK, we say, how are you? Welcome to our live today.
So we've got Sandy who says, good morning, Dave.
Hello, Sandy. Okay, is it morning there in the Philippines then? You know, is she
America.
She's from America.
Yeah.
You don't want them braids. Texas, isn't it? Texas. Afternoon here. Just gone 25 past 3 in the afternoon. Still morning with you guys here. Did you have a thanks for joining us. Are you still mukbanging, by the way? And did you have a great Christmas?
Sandy said, I can't stay, but wanted to pop in here and wish you both a happy new year.
Oh,
and then she said, Texas, yes.
Texas, yeah, brilliant. Well, great. Thank you for bobbing in and saying hi. I hope you have a really, have you got plans for tonight for New Year's Eve? If you have a great New Year's Eve, and we'll see you in the new year. Have a great Gothic New Year with us, and we will be doing lots more in the new year. We did promise we'd be back in today, so thank you again for joining us today, and stay with us as long or as little as you need to be, and have a great night tonight. We were mentioning earlier that if you're watching us from anywhere in here in the UK, because we've got lots of people in the UK that watch us, and we've got a lot of people that just hide in the corners, not literally in the corner of the room, but they're the spirits. Sorry?
Sandy said, be safe.
Be
See
safe.
you soon. Love, heart.
We will do. And you too. Thank you very much. Like I say, have a great evening. Don't do too much. Well, you know, in excess. Good band in excess, aren't they? But yeah, so if you're watching us from the UK today and you want to join us, come and say hi. Whether you're Creepy, aka whatever his name was, we've already changed it, because everybody's changing the names, aren't they? Not even by default. Everybody's changing the names, so we don't know who you are until you let us know. But we had friends in York. We had lots of friends once upon a time. But obviously, because we've been off air for ages, then we want you to come back. Especially if you're Gothic. Especially if you're emo. Especially if you're a crystal child. Especially if you're indigo. Especially if you're just of a persuasion that, I don't know, we say this so many times, but it's them that don't fit in with us. So if you don't feel you've fitted in, and you're from that niche, whether you're a goth, whether you're an emo, because that's what tends to happen with goths, doesn't it? We can't, yeah. But I've been watching lots of. We were doing some sessions on TikTok. My word, there's so many goths out there. You know, and I don't know where you all are. You know, but you should be here today, because obviously we need to stick together. We've got loads of things happening, which we've mentioned on TikTok. And tonight, for example, is going to be awesome. We're starting off very, very early tonight, because first of all, you know, not that everybody needs to know this, but you know, it's just general chit chat, isn't it? First of all, we're going to be taking my parents and Sophie's name, granddad, out to a little bar tonight, and we'll just have something to eat, where we usually go on New Year's Eve. Have something to eat, have something to drink, and then from there, Sophs and I are going to a live mic night at a Gothic bar, which should be good tonight. So we're performing a few numbers tonight, so that should be really, really good. So we're mega excited, you know, for that tonight. People who are supposed to be with us still aren't here fully, but will be in the new year, because as we said to you there before, the train to Paddington Station is well and truly, you know, keeps fecking up. But it's supposed to be back on the rails. It's obviously been derailed. But you know, the little train station, the Paddington Station, needs to be fully operational again as of tomorrow, the new year. Yeah, because tonight is going to be awesome. We're looking forward to the spending some family time with Nanny and Grandad and with Sophs, having our meal tonight. And then, as I say, toddling off to a really, really amazing goth bar, a couple of other places as well. But finishing up a little bit later in this goth bar, where we're going to do some tracks tonight, which is going to be awesome. It's going to be fantastic. Looking forward to it. Lots more of that in the new year, whether that's our psychic medium work, whether that's our band work, or whether that's the exciting shows that we're starting to put on. It's all going to happen this year, guys. It's all been prepared. It's all been long waiting to happen. We worked really hard on these, so we can't wait. Because as I keep saying, as the last 3 times we've been on, I think it's 3 times we've been on again. You know, this year's been shite. We've said that, haven't we? We've established the shit that was this year, and we really are looking forward to getting rid of 2025 and looking forward to 2026. Now I know some people say, you know, sometimes, you know, it's out of the frying pan into the fire, but you know, I think this year, well, it can't be much bloody worse than this one, because things have been, you know, crazy. Been ill, had parts missing, massive parts of us missing, and like I say, been in hospital 5 frigging times, and it's just been shite. So I know it's for a lot of other people. It's been maybe it's been a good year. But if it's been a good year for yourselves, you know, come and join us, you know, come and tell us about why this year's been a good year for yourselves. But if it has been a crap year, like ours this year, I mean, it's not been all crap, you know, it's just that the main piece of the jigsaw been missing. So obviously the corners, you know, the corners, the middle, either the middle piece and then the 4 corners, you know, that's what I think of life, you know, and the, you know, the middle piece has not been there, but the 4 corners have been there. Middle piece has not been there, so we're now starting to build the jigsaw back up. The Gothic jigsaw, as of tonight. If you're going out tonight, guys, you know, let us know where you're going. I always said that, don't I? I always said, where are you going tonight? Nosy, baldy Gothic guy, you know, says every year. But I've looked back on the old lives. I always seem to say that. If you're going anywhere nice tonight, let us know. Let us know where you're going. But obviously, it's New Year's Eve, and they've obviously always started their celebrations early. In Sydney, in Australia, we've seen not you know. Hope it's not like, you know, last time. You know, this time it's fireworks. Oh Christ, you know, it's not. You know, don't shoot me, literally. But you know, it's what a year this has been. You know, what a year this has been for. Again, to reflect on. Not only has our journey been crazy, daisy, still brings a tear to my eye. Yeah, but it's been a crazy year. We mentioned about, you know, our trips to Cyprus, our wonderful second home now, Cyprus, and when we were there last time, the war was still on. Everybody was kicking 7 bells of shizen out of each other. It's not very nice. It was, you know, not a nice place to be across the water from where we were, because we were in the harbour, and then we moved up to we did what we usually do, hired a car, went up to Limassol and down to Aphrodite's Rock, moved round. We would never go across the other side. Well, you know, the other side is in, you know, the Turkey side. We always say the this side of Cyprus, because there's a lot of bother on there, isn't it? You know, lots of bother on there. They don't get on either, do they? The Greek Cypriots and the Turkish Cypriots, they don't seem to get on very well. They've not gone on for years and years, but it's been, you know, still not nice. But I think that's like brought into perspective when you look across the water, where the real war zone was going on over there. Because as we said to you, we were sat in the harbour, and then we went further up, and from there we could, from opposite Syria, you see, obviously where we're sat in the harbour, it's such an amazing place to be. You've got Syria over there, you've got Israel, you've got Egypt, you've got Palestine, and you can see the whole thing happening. And we were talking in the last video, not to bore you even further, but we were talking about how it was this time. We were watching Al Jazeera TV, we were watching Turkish TV, we were watching Cypriot TV, watching Palestine TV, Syrian TV, and Israel TV, and getting all the feedback on what was actually happening with old Benjamin Netanyahu kicking off over there, and what was happening. And we were phoning back home, as I said, the proverbial ET, saying, Sophie's, nanny and granddad saying, you're okay, are you? Everything seems to be okay and quiet out there. And crap, say, it's not quiet at all. It's kicking off. And then when we got back home, then they started to release the videos of what had been happening. So we saw it firsthand. It's like massive firework display everywhere. So of course that was going on, and then obviously we've got little what's his face, Russian guy kicking off, and the other little Ukraine guy kicking off. Why don't they let them two fight it out?
I know.
I think it'd be really
have
good.
a fight, and
have a fight, and whoever wins, then pisses off.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I already suggested that. I think they should get Donald Trump in the middle to referee it. I'm going to referee. I'm going to make sure it's a clean fight. Get on that side. I get on one side, get old, the Russian guy, to sort things out. And then he can be in the red corner, obviously, and in the blue corner we can have, the other guy, and they could just fight it out, couldn't they? They could just fight it out and see who wins. They could have it'd be a bit more of a fair fight than the Jake Paul AJ fight, wouldn't it? A bit more, better matched than that one. Then I think that'll work. And then whoever wins, if the Ukraine win, then they don't give back the Dordogne. Yeah. And then if the Russians win, then they say we take back the Dordogne. And then they stop all the fighting and hurting and all that shite. It all stops. Because it needs to stop now, guys, doesn't it? You know what I mean? For the new year, it needs to stop. Because that's been crazy. Crazy this time. So it's been one of those years where the fighting's, you don't realise how long it's been going on for, that war. It's been, but it seems to be, hats off, Texan hats off to Donald Trump, because I think he's done a good job in getting all sides together to chat things through, and hope in the new year, he's got, he's trying to chat away to Benjamin Netanyahu and say, Benny boy, let's stop that off now. And then he has a chat to Vladimir, Putin, just stop it off now, Vladimir, and let's just stop fighting, and let's just get around the table and talk. I thought it was quite interesting the other day, we saw the table, with, Zelensky and Putin the other side. And then I just think, why don't they get all three together? Have you ever thought about that? But where would they have it?
I don't know.
Where would they have it? A neutral ground. Where would be a neutral ground for Ukraine? You can't say Poland anymore, can you? Because that's part of Europe, so they can't go there. The US of A, I don't know where they could have these talks. They could have a little talk with a little powwow. They could all have, a cup of tea and a slice of cake, Aunt Sally, invite Wurzel Gummidge, be okay. Just sort things out that way, But so that's one more good tick off. That's one more sorted out. Have a big scrap, have a kickboxing fight, have a Thai boxing fight, have 3 rounds. Yeah, first round. Well, those fights that we've been going to recently. Have the first round purely boxing.
Yeah.
Second round, we could have Thai boxing.
Yeah.
Third round, kickboxing.
Yeah.
And whoever's standing at the end of all that, because they're both about the same. Let's be right. They're both about, both Zelensky and Putin are roughly the same size and stature, yeah? So there wouldn't be a massive weight difference, there wouldn't be a massive height difference, They get Donald Trump, towering over them both in the middle to make sure everything's okay. So that gets sorted out. The other war, I say it wasn't a war. Apparently it's not a war, it's an invasion, isn't it? The Ukraine business. But the other side, Palestine, seems to be... Nobody seems to be talking much about the reparations, do they?
No.
Now, because obviously, there's a lot to be repaired. There's a lot of bad blood, isn't there? But I'll tell you what was nice, guys, to see at Christmas, Bethlehem. To see the stable, I think that's amazing, how the stable is still under, under the where they built a nice church there. But it was so nice to see people actually going again, and because it's been horrible for the Jews. It's been horrible what happened when they were mutilated, invaded. It's been horrible for the Jewish population. I really feel for them. Equally, I feel for the Palestinians and feel for that side, because obviously look at it now. They're still living in refugee camps. So I mean let's hope the new year brings happiness for both sides on that one. Yeah, I'm not turning into good off, mate. Let's hope peace and freedom for the next year. I don't give in the nicest possible way. But I do think what's right's right, and I do think I've not gone all political correctness. I'm not getting on about political correctness, but I would like to see an end to both those wars. Maybe have another one. I don't know. Maybe there could be another war somewhere else. It's somebody else's time, is it? So I don't know. Is Donald Trump going to invade Greenland? That'd be a bit one-sided, wouldn't it? But apparently it's on the cards. And apparently America were arguing with them. Well, they weren't literally arguing with them, but there was a bit of a hoo-ha. Hoo-ha, is that not one of the hoo-has? Are not the people from the Grinch? They're not hoo-has. Not the Grinch that stole Christmas. They were arguing with so I think again we're talking about Norway and Sweden and all that lot. There's some kind of bad blood there between Norway and the USA now, because of all about Greenland. I don't fully know what's happening there because I just shut down for a bit, but I know something's kicked off there. But I know Floki, from Vikings, that if he was still around and Ragnar was still around, then it would be a different ball game. It'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? So yeah, let's get that on. Let's get that fight on with the Ukraine and Soviet Union. Do we still call them? They don't call them Soviet Union anymore. They call them Russia, don't we? Just call them Russia and Ukraine. Another way, guys. If there is anybody that can be asked to actually come and talk to us, since when has Kiev, been called Kiev? Just to throw things out there, not that it really matters. But I was really pissed off when somebody else first said it. And it's just coming to the common usage now. I know somebody will correct me now, won't they? Somebody like bloody Socrates come on now and say, you sure you don't know what you're talking about? Shut up. But it's like 1 minute we've always called it Kiev, and then all of a sudden when this war started in Ukraine, all the news reporters started calling it Keith. I thought there's somebody involved called Keith, but no, it's Keith. That's what it was. So I just wondered. So, do you call it Kiev, or do you call it Kiev? Because I know which is it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't really matter in the scheme of things. But this is what our show is all about: picking up little bits of crap and saying what's not that bad. And if you're listening as well, because obviously Sandy's gone now. If the music in the background is too loud and it's drowning me out. Maybe that's probably not a bad thing for some of you. But if it is a bit too loud, can you let us know? Because obviously we put the music on in the background, the non-copyrighted music, by the way, because we don't kicking off air again. We've had enough of that. So yeah, it's New Year's Eve 2025. We're looking back over the videos, looking back and thinking about we had the same people coming, didn't we? All the time. They used to sit and have a mass discussion about all sorts. I didn't say hi to our friends from the Philippines. Just a massive chunk of our viewers, our supporters. our subscribers. I think over 2,500. You know, a massive amount from the Philippines. But I don't know, how are you guys coping after the floods and the hurricanes and all that crap that you've had to put up with? So let's hope it's a better new year for you guys. You know, I go all sloppy and stupid, don't I? New Year's Eve. Yeah, let's hope it's all nice for everybody, you know, in the new year. But I mean, I think it's like Christmas Eve, when you do become a bit philosophical, even more than usual. And then when we're getting rid of one year and bringing in a new one, you know, hanging a chimney sweep and all that.
Another person that we used to have at the live was Vegan Realist.
That's right, Vegan Realist. Yeah. Was that the one from York?
Yeah, that's
right.
From
That's
York.
the name of the, you know, because I'm glad you mentioned that. It was a Vegan Realist. So Vegan Realist, if you change your name, you want to come and say hi.
Yeah, so there was Creepy, Vegan Realist, Juliet the Shih Tzu.
Juliet the Little Shih Tzu.
Yeah.
Juliet the Shih Tzu. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, there's what else did we? Yeah, there were people who were there all the time, weren't they? And then the people from Cyprus. You know, what they call it, vlogs.
Culver Fan Vlog.
Culver Fan Vlog and all that lot.
And then Jen Laurentiana.
Yeah, Balenciaga, yeah, and Jen. And there was quite a lot of Americans. Remember we had the ones from, we nearly, you know, had all that hassle because we were chatting people from, excuse me guys, from Iran. And the people that we had from Iran that were on never actually said they were there, actually said they were from Iran. They always said they were from Persia. And, you know, that was quite interesting.
Creepy.
Creepy what?
Creepy's new account is called Viper Combat.
Viper Combat. So
Yeah.
Creepy, what are you doing? Come and say hi. You know, it's been quite a while. You know, come and say hello. We offended
Viper Combat, they're
you.
called.
Viper
now.
Combat. What was he doing? Videos on there?
It's still the same, like World War II things, like Ukraine.
Oh, I'd be loving that though, wouldn't it? Now?
Yeah, like all the war in the Ukraine and things.
Yeah, but
like
if he
that.
came back on now today,
Yeah.
we could talk about what's been happening with what he thinks about what's been happening in Ukraine. Well, then it doesn't matter. We all know what's happening. So everything okay?
So we've got Andrea, who says Happy New Year.
Andrea, what from?
I'm sorry
Iron
if
Cross?
I'm not saying your name right. It looks like it's Andrea.
Is it Andrea from Iron Cross? Yeah, coming to start singing to us.
I'm gonna put a blue jacket on her.
Blue jacket, good, thank you. Put a little blue jacket on there if it fits. Andrea, you know, can you just correct us if it's not Andrea, if Sophie's not pronounced it correctly, or if it is, or male, female, you know, boy, girl, fruit, flower, you know, Andrea. Why do we have to give them a blue jacket, by the way? Why do they have to be blue?
So that they can be a moderator then.
A moderator,
so
why
that they
blue?
have like. It is blue.
It's blue jacket, is that what it is?
Yeah. There's no other colour.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, Andrea, how are you? Whereabouts are you from, Andrea? Did you say? I think it's great how you can just find out where these people are from. I've not got any more, like, frothy coffee and beard there. Because I hate him doing the rest of the show with a big frothy beard. You know, look like beard from when he does his eating things. That's one thing about the beard. Yeah, it's debatable just how, you know, the beard's a little bit shorter now. But Andrea,
I don't know if they don't have many videos.
All right.
So
Okay. Just say hello. That's nice. That's really nice because obviously I can see from here, from what you're saying, there's a lot of people.
I don't think they speak English.
Well, that's fine.
Because the captions of the videos aren't in English.
That's okay. Just hi, Andrea. How are you? That means the same in every language, doesn't it? That means I want to fight. You know, that means, you know, how are you? Again, it's we can't really wait to get rid of this year and to move on to the to 2026 and see what 2026 has got in store for us. Again, it's been interesting now what to what to wear tonight. And also, like, as a goth, it's sometimes interesting to think about because we're moving on to a goth club later. It's kind of like wearing something. I mean, I'm going out like this, slightly goth, you know, and then obviously changing a little bit later, literally into the full vampire gear a little bit later. Because this year's going to be a big year, I think, for the band. Big year for the shows. And for the shows that will be incorporating the psychic mediumship as well. So we've been working hard behind the scenes. We've obviously not said too much about it because we've had to rearrange. We had to rearrange a few things just before Christmas. So come the new year, then obviously we'll let you know more. And hopefully, guys, if you're from here in the UK, then you can come and see us. Come and judge. No, I don't mean come and judge us. Judge for yourself. What we do, kind of thing. So that'd be good. But yeah, one thing that has been crap over Christmas as well, I've not really noticed, it bloody repeats, hasn't it? How many times can you watch Spider-Man?
I know.
Spider-Man, I mean, probably, if you like Spider-Man, don't get me wrong, I like all the superheroes, But Spider-Man, got it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then not Raiders of the Lost Ark, what was that?
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, yeah. Indiana Jones 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They've all been on. Every time you seem to put it on, what's the other one? There's been 3 particular things on there.
Minions.
Minions. Bloody hell! How many Minions are there? How many adaptations of Minions? I know Minions is good. I don't like all these things, but it's like on Monday we've got Minions. On Tuesday we've got Minions. Wednesday we've got Minions. Millions of Minions. Wednesday we've got Minions. Yeah. They're the same with Raiders of the Lost Ark. They're the same with. We're talking about now. It's just like the same thing.
Spider-Man.
What? Spider-Man. All over the place. Yeah, I don't mind, but it's just like this is hard. You know what else sort of like a few things piss me off. If you know us very very well, we'll know that. But all the things there is when they repeat the same thing the day after. Why did they need to put on Bullseye? Yeah. Why did they need to put it on Christmas Day? And then repeat the same frigging show on Boxing Day. That's a waste of television, isn't it? That's a waste of time. I mean, it was a waste of frigging time. The first, put it on in the first place. The honest is, I'm sorry, I don't, if you like him or not, or Anthony Flintoff, or his bloody name is, then, now Freddie Krueger, Freddie Flintoff, he's okay, Freddie, but don't you think that, like, you can't replace, Mark Bitterbulley, can you? You can't replace him, can you? Bullseye's not the same. Bullseye, he's still with us, don't he? Trying to stop somewhere. Yeah. He's all right. She's fascinated by, she's looking at something in the corner, she's like, fascinating. But yeah, we're doing a show here, darling. You've got a job to do behind the camera. So we've got like, Bullseye. I tell you what, people like it or lump it, but like, I'd be like, I've enjoyed Picture Slam. We've actually gone into that this time. But I know it's, some people like find it crap, but like, it's actually been quite entertaining, and the Picture Slam, and it's been really good. That I've enjoyed it. I got really worked up the other day because I nearly missed it. Because the other thing is, what else, on Grumpy Git here, that really pisses me off is that if you miss something on ITV, you can watch it on Plus One. You can watch it again and again and again. You can watch it at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, even up to 12 o'clock. If you miss it on BBC, you fucked it, haven't you? You know what I mean? You have, haven't you? There's nothing you can do about it. Or you can catch it later on iPlayer. Yeah? Catch it again on iPlayer if you want. But you can't watch it again. So the quizzes that have been on, some of them, do you remember that bobbins that they did last time with the quizzes? I mean, you guys, we're not very gothic today. We're just kind of like chatting, aren't we? Because if the goths start coming in, then we start chatting more gothic. But just general, ranting and raving today, and just chatting where we can see all you guys hiding in the wings there. But oh my word, it's nearly 4 o'clock, isn't it? Just another 10 minutes, darling. They'll have to disappear. But yeah, but the shows that they've fetched back with different hosts, not weird. Do you remember when they did that? They did like about 5 weeks in a row, didn't they? Of different quiz shows from the classics, from the 80s, 90s, noughties. I was going to call it noughties. 90s, what they call it. But that's one that was Bullseye. It's not got the same thing. No reflection, I suppose, on Freddie. But it's just like you can't beat a bit of bully, and the first time round you can't beat it, can you? In one and all that, you can't beat it. Darts. Hey, since when did darts become so popular, by the way, as well?
I
No,
know.
bloody Luke Little, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
You know, since when did that happen? You know, there's that bricklayer from that, I didn't know whether they saw that the other day. Bricklayer from Huddersfield, you know, got round to the semi-final and earned himself £60,000, which was really nice for him. But Luke Littler, yeah, he got pissed off the other day, though. Luke Littler showed his true colours. Yeah, the crowd were on his back and booing him and all sorts.
Oh, were they?
And and he won the game and won the match. So instead of just doing what you're supposed to do, he went yeah. Now what? Yeah. I thought someone was smacking him.
Did he actually?
But yeah, seriously, it's fucking darts. You know, it's not we're not having. You know, it's like ding. You know, it's like, but he actually, they're all going, yeah, like, do one, like, Littler's like, and he missed two double sixes or whatever, and a double whiskey instead. But he missed it, and the crowd were on his back, bless him. And, because he's, Luke Littler's like, he's like, he threw the last dart, or arrow, as they like to call them, he threw it, and he got it, and he went to the crowd, and he went, yeah, and now what? Now what are you going to do? Now what are you going to do? Fucking hell, Littler, you know what I mean? It's a game of darts. It's like ping pong, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's not like, fucking kick, it's not kicking off, mate. It's only darts, It's not like a glorified, basically a glorified, game of bullseye, isn't it? But anyway, calm down, David. Calm down. So yeah, things have. I didn't notice that the other day. That kind of like peed you off. And so yeah, come to an end. Haven't we? Have you know what that is? Strictly Come Dancing. End of Strictly. Like that was crap this year. Strictly Come Dancing this year, guys. We'll just finish on a low. All right, we'll finish on a low before we disappear. Strictly this year. I've never seen as much crap in my life. I love Strictly. The best thing of Strictly this year was Paddington Bear. That was the best thing.
Yeah.
Paddington coming on was the highlight of the year for so many different reasons. Takes a little tear to my eye. But Paddington's there, come on, Paddington's there, let's see. But the rest of the thing, Lewis, yeah, come on, guys, Lewis getting kicked off early. What was all that about? I had to go. I tell you what it is, guys. It's inviting the public to vote. We did it with Brexit. We did it with everything that's kind of important. We let the public decide. If you let the fucking public decide anything in this country, you've blown it. Because they're bloody stupid. You let them on, strictly, the judges say, yeah, that was good, yeah, that was it. You've got to be careful as a judge. If you start intimating that it was crap, the public think it's crap. If you intimate it's good, the public think it's good. So the judges have got a massive responsibility. But anyway, but in that bake off, in that dance off, you had Lewis, didn't you? And that other one, I forgot her name, but she did really well. She did a really good Charleston, yeah. And she got scored like 4 tens or whatever. So there's never a fact that she was. Why the hell she was in the bottom 2, and why Lewis, that was supposed to win the whole frigging thing, was in the bottom 2? But no, they put some dickhead on. No, I'll not say which dickhead. But the last lot were all dickheads, weren't they? And they were won by a dickhead. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it was crap. From, how it should have been. I'm sorry, I might be a bit harsh. But Lewis shouldn't have gone out. Lewis, talk about Lewis. Remember Lewis? Morse, just talking about that. Midsummer Murders. I don't know, I'm getting very sad. We just sat and watched Midsummer Murders last night and the night before. Later on, I quite enjoyed it, didn't we, Don?
Yeah.
It's quite good, nice and chilled watching that. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, Strictly. But what I was trying to say originally was, don't worry, guys, because Tess and Claudia, they're going on to pastures new. They will they? Obviously they jumped before this year. There's talk now about having a year off from Strictly because of what happened then. Because they need to reassess themselves, because of what's happening. But it's been an interesting shit year. Finishing off with Strictly being poop. So let's hope that in the new year, let's hope the Goths have their day. Let's hope the Gothic side of us, guys, is coming through this year. We hope that the things that are all sorts trying to sort themselves out are bloody sorting themselves out. It's about time now it all gets sorted. Our Gothic adventure is starting properly now. You know, we will still be talking about other things, so the crap we've talked about today. So we will be talking about that, but predominantly a lot of the stuff we're doing in the new year will be Gothic. It will be celebrating the Goth. It will be celebrating our inner Gothic selves. It will be talking about what the band's doing, what the shows are doing, and what we're doing in our Gothic journey. So if you've watched us today and you are Gothic, tell your Gothic friends. Tell your Gothic friends, tell your emo friends, tell your crystal friends, tell your emo friends. Tell anybody that you think is slightly alternative. Because, you know, on one hand we're very much Balenciaga and Versace. On the other side we're very, very Gothic. And then we get, you know, in the middle. We kind of meet in the middle. So this year is the Gothic year, guys. This year is definitely the Gothic year. Things are happening that we've got, you know, that's fated. You know, and I mean that. We've got lots of Sophie's fights booked in for this year, which hopefully they're going to go the way that they should do. We've got an amazing three fights already, you know, on the cards that are going to be absolutely awesome. You know, we're working very hard for those. So the new year is going to be all about the fights. It's going to be our Gothic adventure. So before we go, guys, as I say, we're off now for your. To take 90 grand off for we'll have a couple of drinks and have our meal, and then bring 90 grand back, and then Sophs and I are off to see the Gothic club for the couple of drinks, do a few Gothic bars that we know. We can't wait. It's going to be really good. It's not going to be quite the same because, you know, bits are missing, but we'll be, you know, we're looking forward to it. Then we're performing some of our tracks live tonight, so that's going to be friggin' awesome. Can't wait. So whatever you're doing tonight, guys. Whatever you're doing, whether you're sitting in watching the reruns of Bullseye, or whether you're sitting in watching the reruns of, you know, Spider-Man, what the fuck you doing? I don't know. But if whatever you're doing tonight, guys, let's hope you have a great New Year's Eve. Have a great Gothic New Year's Eve. Celebrate the inner Goth with us in the new year, because lots are happening. Lots is happening. So whatever you're doing tonight, be safe. You know, watch out for the. I'm not going back, you know, for God's sake, you know, I was going to say something, I'm not going to say it again. The fireworks tonight, you know, if you know anybody near the fireworks, enjoy them. If you're having your drinks tonight, get as pissed as you want. Enjoy yourselves tonight on New Year's Eve, because, you know, that's what it's all about. Dancing about and celebrating, getting rid of the old and in with the new. So let's get rid of this old crap that's been this year. Start with the new. Oops, the music's stopping there. Have a great time. Do you want to say anything, sweetheart, before we go?
No, thank you everyone for joining us that's joined us.
Thanks for joining us tonight, and join us in the new year. So thanks from Sophie, and thanks from myself. Have a happy new year. Have a safe New Year's Eve. You know, do whatever you need to do, because we will be doing. Enjoy, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you. Happy Gothic New Year, and namaste.